Liver King, Liver King, Liver King here. I've been working out for the last 35 years. The last 15 of those years, I've been living an ancestral lifestyle.
Why eat vegetables when you can what?
Eat testicles.
Just bone broth, liver, and meat.
That was disgusting, yet very ancestral.
Business had been growing 12% a quarter, every quarter.
We have videos with hundreds of millions of views.
Primals, primals, primal.
The messenger has killed the message.
Females, blood test results, and it is shocking to say the least.
Did you mislead people?
In under 2 years, he'd built a multi-million-dollar empire eating raw testicles on camera. Now he's wearing an ankle monitor, facing criminal charges, and calling out Joe Rogan with gold-plated assault rifles on Instagram. This isn't a parody. This is real life. Steroid lies, leaked emails, a Netflix takedown, a meltdown caught on video, all of it ending in a public arrest. But if your body, your business, and your belief system are built on a lie, how far would you go to protect it? This is the story of Liver King, and how he lost everything he built with his bare hands, and his bare chest. But before there were viral videos, before the throne and the supplements, there was just Brian Johnson. The man we now know as the Liver King started as a bullied kid from San Antonio, a boy with asthma and low self-esteem. His dad died young. He was raised by a single mom, and according to Johnson, his life changed the first time he picked up a weight. But this wasn't just a fitness journey, it became a transformation of identity. Years later, Johnson didn't just reinvent himself, he rebirthed himself. Out went the suburban dad persona. In came the shirtless, primal barbarian, bathing in ice and devouring raw animal organs on camera. He didn't just look like a caveman, he branded himself as a king of them. The Liver King was born, and TikTok had never seen anything like him. But a persona alone wouldn't build an empire. To sell the fantasy, he needed something bigger, a creed. Johnson didn't rise on biceps alone. He built a philosophy, a movement, a worldview. It was called the 9 Ancestral Tenets, a lifestyle allegedly inspired by hunter-gatherer tribes and ancient humans. They were: sleep, on the ground, on wood, under stars. Eat, raw liver, heart, testicles, and marrow. Move, sprint, lift, carry, no machines. Shield, avoid modern toxins, phone radiation, seed oils, plastics. Connect, to earth, to sun, to cold water. Cold, daily exposure to freezing temperatures. Sun, full body, even where the sun doesn't usually shine. Fight, not just physically, but emotionally. Bond, family, tribe, brotherhood. Liver King didn't just preach this, he broadcast it. He filmed himself yelling in snowstorms, swallowing bull testicles whole, and hauling chains shirtless through the Texas sun. He boasted about sleeping on wooden planks, about rejecting deodorant, soap, and beds. He claimed that toothpaste made you weak, that living like a caveman made you a god, and he never wore a shirt, ever. And it wasn't just the message that made him impossible to ignore, it was the body behind the message. To call Liver King jacked is an understatement. He looked like a Marvel superhero dipped in raw steak. Veins popped across his biceps like ropes. His abs looked carved from granite. He was in his mid-40s, yet out-muscled nearly every influencer 20 years younger. No one had ever seen a body like this, at least not one claiming to be natural. And that was the key. Johnson didn't just show off his physique. He swore it was achievable without steroids, supplements, or shortcuts. "I've never touched that stuff. No, Trey," he told podcasters and fans. "This is ancestral living. That's all I need." His followers believed him, and why wouldn't they? He was charismatic, disciplined, and lived what he preached. He was a family man too, married to Liver Queen, with 2 boys dubbed the Liver Boys. They appeared in videos eating raw spleen and chopping wood together. To the outside world, Liver King was more than a fitness influencer. He was a role model, a movement, and he was selling it. Because the raw organs weren't just a spectacle. They were a sales pitch. Behind the camera, Liver King's empire wasn't just based on ideology. It was based on commerce. His flagship business, Ancestral Supplements, promised to bottle the power of raw animal organs without the mess. He sold beef liver, bone marrow, heart, kidney, spleen, all freeze-dried into capsules. No blood, no bile, no barf, just primal power in pill form. These weren't fringe products. They sold millions. At its peak, Johnson's supplement business reportedly raked in over $100 million annually. He also launched Heart and Soil, a companion brand with a more family-friendly tone. Between the two companies, Johnson had turned organ meats into a luxury wellness product. He wasn't just hawking pills. He was building a cult. And people bought in, literally and emotionally. But every empire invites skeptics, and Liver King's was no exception. As Liver King's following exploded, so did the conflicting opinions. Fitness professionals, bodybuilders, and health experts began raising eyebrows. How could a man in his mid-40s have such low body fat, such vascularity, such hypertrophy, without any chemical help? Joe Rogan, the kingmaker of internet masculinity, put it bluntly on his podcast. There's no effing way that guy's natural. Other influencers joined the chorus. Derek from More Plates, More Dates, a steroid expert and YouTuber, began analyzing Liver King's body, skin texture, and bloating patterns. He pointed out signs of human growth hormone use, anabolic steroids, and synthetic testosterone. Still, Johnson denied everything. Never done steroids, never will, don't need them. He was aggressive, even mocking the claims. He said the accusations were a sign of weakness, that haters were just lazy, that modern men wanted shortcuts, and he was proof they weren't necessary. But the internet doesn't forget, and the truth was about to claw its way to the surface. And then the act finally fell apart. On November 28, 2022, fitness YouTuber Derek, known for exposing performance-enhancing drug use, dropped a bombshell video titled "The Liver King Lie." It wasn't just a takedown. It was an exposé backed by leaked emails from Brian Johnson himself, detailing in plain text a highly structured steroid protocol totaling over $11,000 per month. This wasn't vague speculation. It was a clinical breakdown. Testosterone cypionate, decadurabolin, omnitrope, IGF-1, winstrol, each compound carefully dosed, each purchase backed by time-stamped correspondence with hormone clinics and bodybuilding coaches. One line in particular stood out. "I'm making $100K a day, and I need to maintain this look to grow faster." For millions, it confirmed their worst suspicion. The primal king of natural living was no different from every other lab-grown influencer, only louder, rawer, and better at lying. 3 days later, Liver King tried to fix it, but made it 10 times worse. He uploaded a video titled "Liver King Confession: I Lied." The production was slick, the delivery, robotic. Sitting on a dark throne, shirtless as always, Johnson looked down the lens and admitted, "Yes, I've done steroids. Yes, I'm on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician." But it wasn't the admission that enraged people. It was the spin. He claimed it had nothing to do with the brand, that he wasn't cheating because he wasn't a competitive athlete, that it was all part of his mission to raise awareness about male suicide and depression. The public saw through it immediately. This wasn't vulnerability. It was damage control masquerading as redemption. The video triggered more backlash than the emails. He lied to sell pills. He shamed men into thinking they were weak, all while juicing. He took our trust and sold it back to us in capsules. The mask had fallen, and it revealed not a king, but a calculating salesman. And once the mask cracked, the collapse began. The fallout was huge. Johnson's followers, many of them young men who had changed their lives based on his advice, felt betrayed. They had eaten raw liver. They had trained through injuries. They had spent hundreds of dollars on supplements promising a natural path to primal strength. And it was all a performance. Videos flooded TikTok. I ate liver every day because of this guy. I spent $500 on his bull testicle pills. I feel like a f***ing idiot. One Reddit comment put it best. It's like finding out your priest was an atheist and a drug dealer. Then came the lawsuits. In December 2022, a $25 million class action was filed in New York against Johnson and his companies, Ancestral Supplements and Heart and Soil, alleging false advertising, consumer fraud, and deceptive business practices. The claim that customers were tricked into buying products under the false premise that Johnson's body was proof they worked, when in reality, he had chemically enhanced it for years. Though the lawsuit was later dropped, it sent a clear message. Liver King's empire wasn't just crumbling, it was collapsing under legal scrutiny and public humiliation. By 2025, the story had spread worldwide, and Netflix saw an opportunity. In early 2025, Netflix released the documentary Untold: The Liver King. The film promised a raw look at Johnson's rise and fall, but what it delivered was darker and stranger than anyone expected. The doc revealed new details. His obsession with image control, with team members testifying they were pressured to push the natural narrative at all costs. His emotional distance from his sons, particularly the older one, Stryker, who looked visibly uncomfortable on camera and rarely spoke. His wife's silent complicity, appearing supportive yet detached, as if watching the man unravel before her in real time. The most chilling moments came in Johnson's own words. "I never had a dad, so I became the father I never had. I saw Rambo and Conan as role models. I thought, that's what a man should be." It painted a portrait not just of a fraud, but of a deeply damaged man who built a brand to fill a childhood void. The documentary didn't just expose him, it humanized him in the worst way. Not a villain, not a hero, just a man slowly losing control of his fantasy. It didn't expose a villain, it exposed a void. But the scandal wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of something darker. By mid-2025, Johnson wasn't just disgraced, he was unraveling. The confession didn't fix things. The documentary only poured salt in the wounds. Then came the videos. Brian Johnson started posting weird rants about enemas, bowel movements, and feeling the vibration of truth through the ground. He claimed he was sleeping 40 minutes a night, fasting for days and receiving messages through coffee. Then he called out Joe Rogan, not metaphorically, literally. "Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out, mano a mano. I don't know jiu-jitsu, but I'll fight you. Your rules, your ring." It might have been a stunt until he drove to Austin. He posted videos from the Four Seasons Hotel, shirtless, wearing a fox fur hat and waving gold-plated AR-15s. "Joe Rogan, you're a dead man. If anyone knows where his family is, let us know, so we can stay 200 yards away." The tone had shifted. This wasn't internet drama anymore. This was dangerous. Police acted swiftly. On June 24, 2025, Liver King was arrested, charged with making a terroristic threat, a Class B misdemeanor in Texas. The footage went viral. Johnson, once the primal god of Instagram, now in handcuffs, escorted to a cop car. He was released on $20,000 bond, ordered to stay away from Rogan, and forced to undergo a mental health evaluation. But if anyone thought the arrest would end it, they were wrong. Because the spiral didn't stop. It sped up. Brian Johnson wasn't done, not even after the arrest. Just hours after making bail, he posted again. Eyes sunken, voice trembling, shirtless as always. "Joe Rogan, or Seth Rogan, or whoever you are now, I'm still coming for you. You owe me your family. You owe me your fight." His speech was fragmented, incoherent. He spoke to his sons on camera, but they weren't there. He thanked his coffee enema bucket. He howled at dogs. He begged Rogan to end the feud or face bloody murder. It wasn't performance anymore, and that's what made it so terrifying. The man who once symbolized raw strength and discipline was now a case study in online delusion, spiraling in real time. But his breakdown didn't just stay online. It started to hurt the people closest to him, especially his family. The Netflix documentary had already hinted at cracks in the perfect, primal family image he sold to the world, but now those cracks were splitting wide open. His wife, once liver queen, stood silently in a clip filmed before his second arrest. "Dad's getting arrested again," one of the boys said, nervously tugging his shirt. She didn't flinch, didn't cry, just nodded. It was a chilling portrait. A family that once played primal dress-up on camera, now trapped in the ruins of a brand built on lies. Rumors swirled about separation, legal custody, financial fallout. No confirmations, just silence. And sometimes, silence says everything. And now, the king has been dethroned. Liver King still posts, but it's different now. The videos are slower, sadder, less war paint, more paranoia. His follower count has plummeted. Sponsorships have vanished. Ancestral supplements and heart and soil, quiet. Some customers remain, but most walked away after the steroid scandal and the threats. He's no longer seen as a fitness guru. He's a meme, a meltdown. The raw meat Rambo who flew too close to the sun and burned. So, what happens to a man who's lost it all? Can a man recover from public disgrace, from court orders and internet ridicule, from threatening one of the most powerful podcasters on the planet? Technically, yes, but culturally, emotionally, financially, that's another story. Brian Johnson once built an empire out of raw meat and raw masculinity. Now, his legacy is wrapped in deception, lawsuits, and delusions. He claimed ancestral living was the cure for modern man's crisis. But what if he became the very thing he warned us about? What if the ultimate lie was to himself? Did Liver King just lose everything? Or is this just another act in a long, bizarre saga? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you want more cinematic breakdowns like this, subscribe and stay primal, but not too primal.